Hey guys, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing? Happy Christmas in advance. We said we'd do a quick live just to give you some updates because there has been quite a few updates. There is a lot of updates. And just do a quick live just a few days before Christmas because we are actually, how many days are we? We're 5 days left to Christmas, to the big day. Well, I'm not too sure we could call Christmas the big day. The real big day is 258 days away, 258 days away, which will be down below the 200 and 100 days very, very shortly. As you know, time flies by, so I'm sure you guys are already thinking about the race in September. And firstly, what we're going to do is we're going to have Eileen on because we want an update with numbers because obviously we sold out last year. We will sell out again this year. So let's get the lady herself on to give us an update on numbers. Eileen, how are you doing?
I'm fine, Sean, and you?
Good. So tell us, how are things shaping up for 2023?
Very well, as usual. Probably not quite as manic as last year because we're getting a bit more back to normal with general events. So it's not that we're the only show in town, which is great, but still very, very close. We've well over 160 for the ultra, 120 for the light, almost 70 for the night. So getting close to capacity now. Yeah, very, very soon. It's all great. Lovely mixture, some of the usual faces and quite a lot of new faces in all three events. And again, a nice number of females as well too. So the numbers are not quite 50-50, but every year improving.
Very good. And that's one of the great things. And I've noticed here lots of ladies have come down to join me here in the south of France, most of them from the Kerry Ultra. And France is a big country, which I think has record participation for ladies in trail running, obviously. And it's great to see in Ireland more and more ladies coming into the Kerry Ultra. So we'll be hitting capacity soon enough. So it's kind of a little bit of a warning for people to kind of say, now is the time to be making that decision.
Yeah. We did the waiting list last year, and as it happened with COVID, there were still a lot of people suffered last year. So we managed to get the waiting list on. Can't guarantee that's going to happen this year because people are a lot healthier. And we're hoping that COVID will be in the rear view mirror by then. So yeah, don't delay. And now the website is very, very close to being finished. It's a major update. So it's taking a bit longer than I'd hoped, but it will be worth it. And there will be a lot of information on the website because there are some changes coming next year, as you well know. So I've just tried to get a lot more information on the website so that there won't be the constant emails from me. So it's all go.
Yeah, but it's best to push it off a little bit extra and do it properly the once rather than,
Yeah. Well, as I'm hoping that there won't be the issue of me sending emails and some people not reading them. Everything will be on the website, so that it'll be much easier to access. And I think for a lot of our new people, it probably will be a bit off-putting to see the information on the website, but it's better than getting an email from me and then forgetting when the email came and etc. So I'm hoping that this will work out.
Yeah. And kudos to you because the work has gone in over the past few months to put all that, the epic amount of work that you put in to put all that on a website. So guys, use the website, please, once it goes online. If you've any questions, trawl through that. I know some people have sometimes, especially in this day and age, because people can jump on a DM and ask a question when, the question is already answered on the website. So you're not going to be taking any of those questions because you already have your hands full. So you jump on the website, you try and look for your answer. If you don't find it, jump into our Facebook group and let the community try and help you out. And then if there's not an answer there, myself possibly or yourself can kind of jump in and help people out.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool. So guys, let us know where you're watching from. Are you in, I hear the weather is nice over in Ireland. Are you in Kerry or Dublin? Let us know in the comments, please. So other than that, or Cork?
Cork.
Yeah, very good. So tell us, have you any other updates for this coming year?
Yes, a few changes. With the Ultra, it'll still be one event, but there will be two sections. There is the standard 6 o'clock on Friday morning start, which will be the 40 hours to finish, 10 o'clock Saturday night. But there's an option of starting at 10 o'clock on Friday morning, still finishing by 10 on Saturday night, which is a 36-hour event. It's sort of turning out to be like a tortoise and hare format. It'll be an experiment this year, and my main hope with this is that if we keep going as in sub 22-hour winner, it means that the winner will be coming into the finish in daylight rather than 4 a.m. when there's only myself and my sister, maybe 2 other people there. I mean, after the phenomenal run, I would prefer if there was somebody to applaud and whatever. So this will be an experiment to see will this work, and it also mixes it up a bit. I have quite a lot of new entrants who are doing the 36-hour option, which it'll be interesting. Now they have amazing experience. I see from the qualifying races that is not that it's not going to be their first ultra. So it'll be interesting to see. It'll be a big mix up, and also it means that for volunteers between Templeogue and Kenmare, it may not be such a long haul. It may make the two last crew stops a little bit more manageable, because they're a nightmare to try and get their shift work with volunteers. And it's all an experiment. We will do it this year. We'll see how it works out.
Yeah. And it's only by testing things that we can actually find out. But
that's it, yeah.
But I think we've discussed this for kind of a year or two. It does, especially as you say, kind of compressing things, especially towards the end of the race for volunteers, for everybody. It does make a hell of a lot of sense. So, what's the split at the moment between the tortoise?
And then also, sorry, what's the
split between the 36-hour?
I didn't hear you, but I'm beside you. It's about maybe 110 for the 40 hours to 50, 55 for the 36-hour, which is a healthy split. Now, because of this, there'll probably be a few more regulations coming in. I think for next year, it will be mandatory that every entrant in any event will wear a ribbon. Because if you're having somebody passing you by, you will need to know that there's somebody from the light, the night, or the hare, the tortoise. I just think it's fair to, and it will be mandatory. A lot of people did it last year, but some didn't. So I think it will be on the mandatory kit list that you have your whatever coloured ribbon to. It's okay having the numbers, but they're on your front. If you're passing by somebody, you need to see it behind. So also there will be, this might go down too well, there will be 2 more cut-off times introduced. It will be 10 p.m. in Foylmore, Gartmore on Friday night for the Ultra. There will be 4 a.m. as usual in Waterville for the Ultra and the Ultra Nights. And there will be a 9 a.m. cut-off in Sneem for Ultras and Ultra Nights on Saturday morning. Again, just to tighten everything up again as well, just to see, because it's thinking of volunteers as well as the participants, just to see, will this tighten things up a little bit as well too.
Yeah, very good.
The good news is good weather ordered.
Good weather for this year. Good.
Yeah.
Good stuff. And we also have recce's. Do you have dates for recce's?
No, they will. I'll be starting on that in January. Once I have an idea of guides that are available, because I'm hoping it will be much like last year, with guides, with sweepers, leaders, the buses, and the crews. Now the recce's may be even more official next year. in that I'm trying to keep people together on the recce's, because this year, 2022 particularly, it sort of went a little bit, to put it mildly, haywire, and people were all over the place. It was very worrying, as well as being impossible to get people to the finish line, and etc. So I have some ideas about tightening it up a bit next year. That there will be a dedicated page on the website for the recce's also. All the information will be there once I have it soon.
Good. Okay, great. Other than that, any other
No,
updates?
all good. Yeah, all good. Yes, yeah. Just the same old faces and some new faces. People traveling from quite a distance as well too. Our internationals are back again, which is great. I mean, a lot from probably through Western States have seen the Kerry Way Ultra and Ultra Night on the Western States qualifying page, and have suddenly decided, oh, this is our excuse to go to Ireland for a holiday, do a race. So I'm seeing quite a lot of that. Yeah.
Do we have lots of Americans, or are they coming from just about everywhere? Because we have a Japanese runner, Chinese runner, I think.
Yes. Yeah. Coming from east and west.
Right. Very good. Exciting. And as I'm just going to get on to, I suppose, international developments. Kerry Way Ultra about to take over the world with our ultra running series in a second, which I'll explain. And I think we will have a hell of a lot more international runners in the coming years, especially with what we have planned, what we're going to get into in a few minutes. So other than that, obviously this year, Eileen, it's on the first weekend of September.
Yes, it's on the 1st and 2nd of September, Friday and Saturday. We've always been the first weekend, whether it's the 7th and the 8th or the 1st and the 2nd. It's just the luck of the draw as to how it falls. So I'll let you continue with that conversation.
Yeah, so obviously, we've always taken the first weekend in September. People may notice that the UTMB have shifted their date from the end of August, which has always been, and kind of taken our weekend, or just kind of put it there. Obviously, they have their own reasons, whatever, kind of fell kind of at the end of August, at the start of maybe school holidays or whatnot. So it is the same weekend. So yeah, that's rather interesting. But it doesn't change anything with regard to Kerry Way. We've always had it on that weekend, and we will have all the Kerry or the Irish ultra running community with us, which we're looking forward to. Yeah, so that's something I discovered quite a few days ago, actually. Just said, oh my God, but it doesn't really change anything, because I think the Irish ultra running community will be showing up in their numbers anyhow. So other than that, I think
just getting a bit, I think we're taking over their terrain, so they're probably just getting a little bit concerned. So yeah, we take it as a plus.
They're trying to rob some of our media coverage, but it's all good. We're abundance people. We're not scarcity, are we? No. So anyhow, there's only one Kerry. But anyhow, so other than that, Eileen, if you've nothing else to add, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring on Barry before you go, because Barry, obviously ex-winner, and we're going to chat about a lot of things with Barry. But Barry, are you excited for this year? Are you racing?
Oh no, I think I'll be helping out again, Shawnee. Yeah, although I have an awful graw to do the light again, so who knows? Yeah, if Eileen will give me a pass on the Saturday morning, I might do the light. Yeah,
that's no problem. Because we get so much work out of you on the Friday. You surely deserve the Saturday off.
That's great. We'll wait and see. Yeah, but no, I'd love to do it again. Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah. See, I had a bit of a gammy knee last year, so it's coming good now. So we'll see how we are later on in the year. Yeah,
I keep the place for you.
Do that, Eileen. Thank you. Yeah.
Back to take your place at the top of the podium. Good stuff.
Jeez, I don't know. The times, the way they're gone, Shawnee, I'm glad I had my day.
Yeah.
It's getting crazy, yeah.
Big time. All right, cool. Thank you, Eileen, and we'll chat in a while. I'm just going to chat about the international developments of the Kerry Way Ultra in 1 second, and then I'll have you back on in a second, Barry and Eileen.
Right, yeah.
Chat soon. Right. So, guys, let me share my screen. Okay. Obviously, update from Eileen. Okay, Kerry Way Ultra going international. Drop me in the comments, guys, what you were reading into the Kerry Way Ultra goes international. Okay, and we got a hat for the person with the best answer. Okay, Barry Drennan is giving us a hat that he has on his head that you can see on the screen. Okay, what does that mean? Our Kerry Way Ultra setting up there. Very good. That's it. Those beautiful hats, and we're going to talk about Barry about his charity event that he had there. So, guys, Kerry Way Ultra going international. Okay, we had the update from Eileen. So this is what it means. Okay, is this Kerry? Is this the Flesk River? No. Okay, this is someplace in France. Okay, which we were down there in October, and we're checking out this UNESCO site, which is absolutely epic, almost on a par with Kerry. And we had lots of runners down here, notably one which will be on in a few seconds. Very technical. Kerry's declaring independence. Oh, I think we may have a winner there. I'm not sure who that is. Facebook user. Yeah, I think Kerry needs a bit of independence. But anyhow, this is Verdun. As you may know, it's a UNESCO site in France. Okay. And we have established a partnership with one of France's oldest races and most epic races, okay? It's been going for 31 years. This year is the 31st year. So it's preceded the UTMB and the GRP and lots of these big events. And we're down there in October, and the organizer was helping us out with our trail camps. And it was just absolutely amazing how, I suppose, connected we were on our visions of trail running. Their race is a non-for-profit. They're in a UNESCO site. They're just, you know, it ticked all the boxes. It's an old school race. It's a non-for-profit. It's been tried and tested just like the Kerry Ultra. And it's one of these really authentic races, which I've nothing against these big races. I don't think any of us have. We all love going to the UTMBs and whatever. But just to get this authentic vibe, just like we have in Kerry, is something special. So what we did is we have created a partnership whereby we're going to work together to be able to cross-promote these two races, these two really great races, and create awareness. We're going to create awareness in France for Kerry and for Irish trail running in general, I suppose, and promote Ireland to his big audience. He has like 1,000 plus runners down there across 4 different events. And we'll be gifting race entries to Kerry Way Ultra runners and likewise to French runners down there. Okay, I'm just going to show you a quick little video just so that you can gauge how special this area and this race is. So, guys, that's what the Verdun is. It is. It has 4 events. We will be down there in force in June. If anybody's looking for a race at the start of June, it's the weekend of the 9th, 10th. I will be down there. Barry will be down there. We'll have Laura, who's coming on in just a second to talk to us about her journey in yoga. And we'll have lots of other runners, Kerry Ultra runners, down there. So you're invited to join us. We're going to have a massive amount of crack. We already were down there in October checking the place out, and it's pretty damn epic. And that race is, as you can see, pretty cool. I know, Stephen, you said it's not even raining. There wasn't any rain this past year, but maybe we can order some. Eileen has ordered the good weather for Ireland, so maybe we can bring the bad weather to Verdun, but I don't think it's going to happen. It usually tends to be pretty damn warm in June there, but it is pretty amazing. So if anybody has any questions about that race, let me know. Okay, I will be down there. I will more than likely be doing the communications, the Facebook lives in French, unfortunately for the French audience, for that race. So I'm helping out with the organization down there. If anybody has anything, logistics, how to get there, how to sign up, the website is being updated. It will be just like Kerry Ultra, actually. It will be put online within the next 4 weeks with an English section. So drop me a message, anybody, if you're interested in coming down or if you have any questions whatsoever. But the area is pretty damn cool. Start of June. And Barry, are you excited about coming?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Shawnee. I was lucky to stay. Well, I went down to stay with yourself the last time when we visited the area, and we ran around all the trails around there. It was fantastic. The weather was fantastic. So we're really looking forward to it. It's a bit of an adventure also, to go do something like that. So again, if you have a nice group of people coming over together, it's fantastic. So I really recommend it. Yeah.
Brilliant. And we have Laura O'Driscoll, who's coming live from up the country. How are you doing, Laura?
Not too bad, Shawnee. How are you?
Laura, how's it going?
Well, Barry, good to see you.
You too.
And Laura was down in the canyons with us in October. Barry unfortunately couldn't make it. Laura, how was it? How was the experience?
Unreal. Yeah, like such a great variety of trail, just like so many different types of trail and terrain. Like it was, it felt like a few days in one. Well, we did do it over 2 days, but it felt like more days in that one. There was just such a variety, like between the canyon and then you were up on top, you're down below. It's just beautiful, stunning. Yeah.
Yeah, very technical too, pretty technical. But again, we were stopping and taking photos and just enjoying it. I can only just imagine what you're going to go through. And Barry, unfortunately, I possibly won't be able to race. But 60 kilometers, 4,000 meters of positive with those steps and those stairs and whatever. Oh. It's going to be pretty crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Yeah.
But runnable, technical but runnable. Yeah.
It is, yeah. There are sections where you can really let loose, aren't there?
Oh, yeah.
Cool. So, very good. So, Barry, do you want to talk to us about your charity event? You're obviously wearing one of the hats you were giving out. Tell us how that went out about 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, no, I just really wanted to say thanks to the runners who came. It's not, we've collected, we surpassed our goal. It's a small thing we do every year, and so I'm not looking for any more donations. That's closed off, and I appreciate whoever did. But we just have some hats left over, Shawnee. We get the yellow man on them because I know, people like to have them. And so we have a couple of them available to give away. So I'm sure you can come up with a question or whatever. But no, we did great. I just wanted to say thanks to the runners who came out. We just went out for a 26-ish K run in Glendalough and down to Glenmalure, and it was great getting out, just having a social run. It wasn't about a race or anything like that. So we'll do it again next year. And as I say, it's not, not looking for any more donations. It was great what we collected, which was brilliant. Thanks for that, Johnny.
Yeah. Kudos to you. Kudos, and you had a great group there, obviously. And it's becoming a yearly thing, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Right. So, Barry, you stick with us. I'll be back to you in a few seconds. I'm just going to have a head-to-head with Laura, where we're going to chat about herself, her journey, I suppose her struggles with injury, and I suppose the importance of, Right. And the importance, I suppose, of yoga in ultra running and trail running. Laura, welcome. Do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself and I suppose your background with running? Firstly, in case anybody isn't familiar with your background, how you got into
How far
ultra.
back do you want me to go, Shawnee?
Go from when you got into sport.
Okay. Well, I suppose I started, I won't go on about it too much, but I started off as a sprinter, probably from the age of 6 or 7 out in the football field next door. So I was racing quite young. I would have been a 100-meter sprinter and hurdler, long jumper, and quite competitive. Had a few national titles in my younger years, but injured, ITB issue that never really got fixed. And then when I got back to running, I'd lost the speed. And at that age, it's kind of you're either competing or you're heading out with your friends. So I always kept up the running, but I stopped competing kind of then in my late teens, and then got back into it competitively after college, via kind of triathlon, and then discovered adventure racing, which I enjoyed a lot more because it was off-road. I was never a big fan of running the roads, and I'd always be kind of searching out the off-road version. So I discovered adventure racing. Then in Australia, I probably got a bit more into the trails. I wasn't cycling as much, so I got more into the trail running then. And then Canada kind of topped it off. And since I came home, I'm just loving everything about the off-road scene in Ireland. It's brilliant. It's really friendly, and I just love it. Yeah, so that's kind of me in a very small nutshell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're non-stop at the moment. You do the National Adventure Racing Series and also a few ultra marathons thrown in, or ultra trails thrown in between
Yeah.
the, I suppose.
Yeah, I've done the national series kind of since I moved back to Ireland, and again, I just love it. Like, as in, just to see places, but meet like really cool people. Like, I've just really enjoyed the whole scene, and it's really interesting training. It's always fun, the training. Like, I never think I have to get out. I want to get out, you know. So, and then yeah, the running is my first love really, and I guess I had a few issues over the last couple of years that kind of stalled some of the running that I would have liked to have been doing. I had a bit of plantar fasciitis last year. I got over that, and then was all set, did Cape Wrath and Ultra, which is an 8-day 400k run in Scotland, and I rolled my ankle on the third day and kept going. So I really kind of messed myself up. Not very yogi-like, I have to say, but the yoga has helped since.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm all gung-ho, hoping to do a few more ultras now next year. Really looking forward to getting back out there with the running shoes.
Cool. And do you want to tell us a little bit about your yoga journey? Because, you know, that's reading your website and kind of digging a little bit into your background, the importance of yoga. And I know, and we all know, I see all the runners and athletes in general, they're all starting to, you know, understand the importance of it. Do you want to talk us through basically your journey with yoga and how you kind of built that into your, I suppose, daily routine or your training routine?
Sure. I guess I always kind of dabbled in it a wee bit, and then but I never kind of had it seriously part of my life until I had a bad car accident 10 years ago now. It's 2012, and I had a full tear in my meniscus tear in my knee, and a few other kind of issues that kind of stopped me in my tracks. I was training for half Ironman at the time, and I was pretty competitive, and yeah, just everything kind of went, what do I do now? So a friend introduced me to kind of a stronger flow yoga, I guess you'd call it, and I just fell in love with it more. I guess initially it was a physical thing, but also like really the mental side of it. It kind of just calmed me down a wee bit, and I kind of started to let go of the ego a little bit. Didn't totally let go of it, I have to say. I've revisited it a few times over the years, but it really helped. And then I guess as time went on, my knee was recovering from the full tear, and even the surgeon was kind of like, look, I don't know what you're doing, but whatever you're doing, keep doing it. Not saying it was the yoga, but it definitely was the main thing that I was doing at the time. And it just really helped straighten up the muscles. So it wasn't just yoga for flexibility. A lot of athletes come to yoga thinking that it was very much strength and stability, core, working on balance, all the good stuff. So that really helped my recovery. And then I just brought it as part of my daily practice, and decided a few years later, I was going to get my yoga teaching, more so out of interest, not really to teach, to be honest. It was just something I really wanted to go to India and immerse myself in the culture and the yogi culture in particular. And then I kind of found myself teaching it just little bit by little bit, and kind of found a niche with athletes, because I feel I've probably experienced a lot of the injuries that athletes have. I've done a lot of sports, so I have a good understanding of where people are at with their bodies, and a very big thing, I guess, with athletes is they can be quite competitive, which isn't good when you come to the yoga mat, because the last thing you want to do is kind of overstretch or overdo yourself. So I feel like I know what it feels like. I'm probably not the most flexible yoga teacher in the world because of all the sport I do, but I know kind of it's more about body awareness and proprioception, knowing where you are in space and that. Yeah, I've just found it for the running particularly good, especially the off-road running. You know, for your stability, your lower legs, your ankles, all the balance work is really important. Our core engagement, kind of helping you keep your form a lot longer. So it's not like it is, the flexibility is important, but for me, it's probably more about the mobility, the strength, and the stability. And then obviously the mindfulness, having that focus and having the ability to relax. Sometimes just, you know, that's all you need. You can be the best runner in the world, but if you don't know actually how to just kind of chill out and relax and let your body just go with the flow and, you know, keep your head up. So yeah, it's been a journey, but an exciting one, and I'm loving being able to share it with other athletes. I really do get quite a kick out of that, and I love, now that we're back in live classes as well, I've really enjoyed it, because I've got people physically coming up to me and telling me how they're feeling, or what they're looking at, or a new injury, a new project. So yeah, it's good.
Yeah, because you do live class, but are you still doing Zoom classes online?
I am. I'm just off one there. That's why I was a little bit late. Yeah, I'm teaching 3 Zoom classes a week at the moment. They're obviously a little bit quieter now that the live classes have opened up, but I definitely find I've still quite a few kind of from down the country and across the sea, people who wouldn't actually be able to get to my physical classes have kept up the classes. And to be honest, I enjoy it, even if there's only a couple, or if there's 5 or 10 or whatever, but it helps me with my practice too. So it's great. Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, very good. So yeah, and that's, I suppose, one of the reasons, understanding the importance of yoga and seeing so many ultra runners. Once I started setting up my camps there, we obviously started chatting, and you have thankfully agreed to come on and join us. We have created an Alpine Kerry Ultra training camp.
Yeah.
One in the Alps and one in the Pyrenees. And you were coming on board 2 of them. So we're going to have a pretty epic June ahead of us next year. At this, right after the Verdun, we have an Alpine training camp between June 14th and June 21st, where we're going to go to the Beaufortin, which is where Jim Wamesley and François Den, they train. And we're going to have a big week there of trail running and yoga. So it's going to be pretty damn cool. Can you tell us about what sort of yoga sessions we're going to do that week?
It'll be a real mix. Kind of, I guess, mobilization will be the focus. We will have some kind of restorative classes as well for some of those longer days. Sometimes it's nice to just ease out the muscles. We will do a little bit of core. So it'll really depend on the day, the difficulty. And also I do find in my classes, I'll always be adjusting them depending on the mood and how the class is feeling. Kind of, you know, if they've been fairly worked hard on the trails that day, we might have to adjust the plan. But yeah, definitely focusing a lot on poses that are going to help us on the trails, basically. So our stabilizing muscles, a lot of core work, but in a nice kind of controlled flow. So yeah, don't want to give away too many secrets, Shawnee, but it's the good stuff.
Yeah. We got to experience it, and we will need it after the Verdun, because we're going to actually go to the Verdun. Then we're going straight up to the Alps. We're going to pick people up from the airport in Geneva. We're going to have a whole week. We'll have different groups, people that want to do kind of a smaller mileage day or a bigger mileage day, and you can switch between them. We're going to do the TDS actually over 3 days, the TDS route, the epic TDS. And we're also going to do some really epic local trails like the Pierre Monta. I'm not sure does anybody know that. There's this big race, both winter and summer on that peak. Everything's on the website anyhow. If you're looking for a big mileage week to really prepare yourself, because Laura has one Kerry Delight in Kerry Way. Barry will be with us also, and lots of other Kerry Way ultra runners. So if you're looking for a big mileage week, or just tips and tricks, or to get your body sorted with yoga, then that could help. I can see some people in the comments talking about the Pyrenees camp, because straight after the Alps, we are going straight down to the Pyrenees. Which is almost sold out, because I've put basically the kitchen sink into that camp. We have whitewater rafting, we have spa sessions, we've mostly ladies coming down there because that spa is pretty damn epic. But we've big miles also. The Pyrenees is paradise. I've been talking about that for 2 or 3 years. So June 23rd, June 30th, exclusive discounts obviously for Kerry Way Ultra Runners. Everything is on the website if anybody is interested. We've got lots of people, just about everybody that came to the October and November sessions are coming to one of those, or 2 of them, because we also have in April a cross-country skiing and snow trail running camp. I said if I'm going to be creating camps, then I would create a big variety of ones. So Barry, you are joining us on those camps. How excited are you?
Yeah, no, I'm really excited. I like, it was a great experience to meet all the other runners. The running was only part of it, I think, and Laura was there also the time, the week I was there, and it was fantastic. It was just, we went out, it was all easy trails, and then, sit down and share war stories in the evenings and tips and tricks. And so I did a bit of yoga with Laura, and so it's just really looking forward to it again. And I learned a lot, and just to go on the different trails. No, fantastic, and can't wait to do it again. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, no, it'd be good this time, a longer section, like a whole week, or you'll be almost with us for 2 weeks between the Verdon and the Alps. So if anybody's interested in any of those, the Alps or the Pyrenees, or come to the Verdon, the race, June is the month. We're going to have lots of crack, and lots of Kerry runners are already signed up. So I suppose that's it. Laura, what are your aims for next year? You're obviously going to come down and race the Verdon. Do you have any other dates on your calendar at this stage?
I have a few, hopefully, depending on, I'll get this ankle right again, but it's going in the right direction. Yeah, the Verdon definitely in June. Looking forward to that. I'm actually really looking forward to that after running it over the couple of days, so it should be good. We're going to the Trans Gran Canaria in February, end of February, so that's a 45k. Again, quite similar trail actually to Verdon. Probably a little bit out of my comfort zone. There's a bit more descent than there is ascent, so that'll be interesting. But I've done it before, so yeah, it should be fun. And then a few of us have signed up for the Trans Alps in France in September. So I'll have a summer of France, I think, and then on a duathlon, the Alpe d'Huez duathlon, then in July. So I might as well just move to France. Our New Year's resolution, myself and Johnny, we have to learn French. Like, we'll be, yeah, he's a little bit further ahead than I am at the moment.
Right, yeah. You have to start paying taxes in France, I'm afraid.
Yeah, I think at that stage, yeah.
Yeah. And Barry, tell us, have you a calendar as full as Laura at this stage?
No, well, I'm definitely getting back to the IMRA runs this year. They're just fantastic. And again, just because of injury last year and work and stuff, I just kind of took a bit of a break from running, and got running all right, but no racing. But definitely looking forward to it. And the IMRA is great for kind of just getting your kind of race legs back in again. So I'm scanning the IMRA calendar at the minute, especially the ultras. And again, they're great value, and they're only down the road for most of us. So that's my main goal. But then to get to France for the 2 weeks, so that'll be my my running holidays all wrapped up there. Yeah, and maybe Kerry, who knows? Yeah.
Yeah, who knows? Very good. All right. Thank you both for joining us. I'm just going to talk about, because I did say I would give away a free weekend here, in the Calonk, which I think both of you guys actually were. We actually ran into that little creek there and did some paddle boarding, had some crack there, which was pretty damn cool. So I did say I would give away a free weekend to somebody, which I'm going to pull out on Christmas morning. But what I'm doing is I'm doing this to kind of give back. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm helping my buddy out who's brought out a book just recently. All people have to do is buy the 99-cent Kindle book, okay, and leave a review. 5 stars, obviously. Read the book, obviously, whenever you want. But he's up against some big hitters, Martin O'Neill, etc. He's getting rave reviews because the book is brilliant and he's put a lot of time and effort into it. If anybody buys that, does the review, sends me on the DM a picture of that review, then on Christmas morning, I'll be pulling out a winner and you come down to France to do a race in January or February. And I can tell you, I've said this before, and I've had 2 or 3 people that have done it. So you've got like a 1 in 4 or 5 chance of actually winning a weekend in France. So it'll only take you 2 seconds. If anybody's interested, then you just buy that book, set a review, and bang. Christmas morning, I'll do a Facebook Live or an Instagram Live and pull out a winner. And then somebody can come down and race in this UNESCO site. We've been talking about UNESCO all day. We've been talking about the Verdon. We've talking about the Kerry Reserve. This Calonk is pretty damn cool. Laura, do you want to give us a few words about the Calonks? Because we had quite some crack in there, didn't we?
Yeah, stunning. Again, really lovely runnable trail there as well. Plenty of ups and downs, but a lot more probably undulating than the Verdun. Stunning scenery, like it's just cliff sea till you can't see anymore. And we actually went paddleboarding down there where you can see, and that was pretty epic as well. Even just watching you guys, that was great entertainment in itself. But really challenging the balance poses there, Shawnee. You put me to shame.
Yeah. But yeah, it is one of my favorite places in France. And actually, I'm doing a weekend in the first weekend of February where there's there's three different races right in there, which will sell out very quickly. So if anybody's interested, first weekend in February, coming from Shannon, I think, or Dublin, raced in there, the Trail de Calonk. Barry, you were with us in the Calonk. And you were actually with me. It was actually Barry is the reason that I set up these trail camps, because you came to visit me a few months ago, and we went for a run around there. And you said, "Sean, get out your bloody camps because this place is pretty damn epic." So it's all your fault.
Sorry, Shawnee. Yeah, no, fair play to you. Like I think it's when I was down there running with you. We were only chatting about it, but it seemed like an absolute no-brainer. Why would you not, when you have all those trails on your doorstep and you have the accommodation, which is fantastic, and also it's lovely having the water. So you go for your run, and then after the run, hop into the water, and it's not fucking freezing like I'm used to back here. You know, I'm not into the cold dips, so it's actually just lovely temperature water, bit of paddle boarding, and I'm back to the house. And the village where we stayed, where your local village there, is just a lovely little town, little pub, and it's just fantastic, you know. Just so I can really recommend the trail camps. I'm not blowing smoke up your ass, Shawnee. It's they're fantastic, you know. It really was great. Really one of the best weeks of my life going down there, and so I really do recommend them. And I'll definitely be down, as I say, a couple of times next year anyway.
Yeah. But thanks for that, and thanks for giving the push. But it's the group, you know, like somebody said, you can do as much as you can, but you can't actually create the crack. And it's just all the 3 groups that have come down here, all Kerry Way Ultra community. We've had just such great crack. We had Johnny and Laura and Paul Mahan and Mick, and it's just such great crack. It's, I suppose, a testament to the Kerry Way sort of community that's been built up, and thank you guys for actually supporting it and coming down. It's been wonderful. So yeah, that's it. I didn't mean to make this about talking about trail running camps, but that is, if anybody wants to come down, 99 cent is all it'll cost you, and you've 1 in 5, 1 in 6 chance of actually pulling out. Christmas morning, the real Santa Claus will be going live on Facebook, and hopefully get one of you guys, or definitely get one of you guys over here to race some cool race. But other than that, guys, camps in the Alps and the Pyrenees, especially Verdun, epic race. You're going to hear lots about it because we're going to be working with that race pretty closely this year and next year, to create lots of awareness around what he's doing there, and what we're doing in Ireland to the French community. So start working on your French, Laura and Johnny and Barry, because we may have a hell of a lot more French people coming to Kerry.
Brilliant.
Au revoir.
Au revoir. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Bonsoir.
All right. Thank you, guys, and take care.
Thanks,
Thanks, Johnny. See you, Laura.
Bye.